All right, so the first motor I'm going to be tackling is a fishing Scott outwater motor. Probably not a whole lot of value in this, but I guess I'm doing it for the love of the game at this point. But hopefully I'll be able to get this running. And so we're going to start with the compression test. All right, so here are the spark plugs from the engine. Definitely a raise of concern, but it's free, so I guess we'll see what the compression's at. All right, got that all hooked up. Gonna give her a couple pulls. All right, let's see what we got on the reading there. All right, so I don't know if you can see it from here, but it was at about, okay, it's going down now. But it was at about 75-80, which should be more than enough for this motor to fire, so let's try the other one. All right. Let's pray here, because it'd be nice if we could get a potential runner here, because I probably paid a little too much for these outboards, but I drove all the way there and I wasn't leaving empty-handed, so. All right, let's pull this one now. All right. As you can see right there, this one's about 5 psi higher than the other one, which should be good in range. This motor definitely has not ran in a really long time, so, and I actually tightened this one a little tighter, so definitely should be good on that part for running. So now we're gonna check for spark. All right, this is gonna be really difficult to film here, but we're gonna try to see if she has spark now. Pull close a little sticky, so I'll have to move that up a little bit. All right, so unfortunately after doing a couple more tests, it does not look like we're getting spark. But just for kicks, I'm gonna throw some starting fluid in there and pull it and see if it'll pop off for a second, just before I take everything off. All right, so unfortunately from that video, it's not looking great for this one to have spark. So before I take everything apart, I'm gonna try this other spark plug that I know for a fact was good, so fingers crossed. So as a little quick experiment, I did put it in gear. It spins forward and backwards when pulled, so at least that's a good sign, and we got compression, so time to start pulling this apart. All right, guys, using an unfortunate method to get the flywheel off, I'm actually really surprised how good it looks in here. None of the wires for the coils or anything are really frayed. I don't think we'll be leaking spark there. I'm gonna test them with a multimeter tomorrow. I don't have a multimeter with me right now. The only thing I can really do to do this, to see if I can get the spark, is to check the points, or I mean clean the points. And if you can see, it's gonna be really difficult to see them, but there is a layer of corrosion on the outside on both of them. This side's even worse. Yeah, you can't really see them there, but I'm gonna clean those points and see what happens. All right, so I cleaned the points out. I didn't have any sandpaper, but I'm trying to get a good video. They're pretty clean in there now. So I'm gonna hit it one more time with the wire I've been using, and then I'm gonna put it back together and see what happens. All right, guys, I'm sorry I couldn't film it. I don't have a GoPro that I can clip out of my body yet or anything, but we now do have spark in both cylinders, which is really amazing. I'm really happy about that. I was really worried I was gonna have to buy some coils for this. I'm gonna call it for tonight because I need a new gas line, a new primer bulb, and then the water hose. But tomorrow, she's gonna be a runner, that's for sure, hopefully. All right, so I got the power head loosened. I decided to take the carb off and clean it now because you have to do all that to get it off in the first place. And I figured it would be a lot easier than putting it all back together and taking it apart again. So I'm gonna clean the carb also. So as I'm taking apart this carburetor, I'm finding it's actually a very strange design. It looks like kind of like a chainsaw carburetor, like a weed whacker, but I guess it does make sense because this is manufactured by Macala. So Gonna keep digging into it. Unfortunately, I didn't film this part. I took the bottom off, cleaned everything out, took all the jets out, the screws, sprayed everything through. It's actually really clean inside, and the person who had it before must have ran out of gas. So I'm hoping she'll start without needing a rebuild. All right, guys. So after doing a lot of research on something that was really kind of difficult to find, this is not, in fact, a water pee hole, and it's just some sort of a vent for the carburetor. So I'm going to be putting all this back together. I made this with a new fuel line and new everything. I'm gonna put all the new fuel lines on there, and then we're gonna try to fire it. All right, guys. So I got everything put back together. Put both spark plugs in. Got all the gas lines set up, so I'm gonna go put some gas in this tank. We're gonna see if she's gonna fire it. All right, guys, so luckily the person who sold me this was able to sell me this really nice fuel tank with it. So I got everything plumbed up, and we're gonna start priming the system and see how that goes. All right, looks like she's primed, so we're gonna try to fire it up. All right, this is for all the marbles. Put the choke on there. I'm liking the sound of that so far. I'm not liking the sound. Oh, wait a minute.
Got some ether?
Yeah, I don't want to use it though because it's a two-stroke. It hasn't ran in a long time, so we're trying to. Come on. It's thinking about it. So as you can see, it's definitely gonna run. I'm gonna try to get this water set up. I'm guessing the impeller's not gonna work, but let's see how she goes. All right, guys, we got her set up in a puddle of water here. I'm gonna see if I can film me getting it started here. Sorry, I don't really have the best equipment. I mean, the motor's strapped to a couch, but it is pumping water. I'm not sure if that's enough water, but it is pumping water. I'm gonna go ahead and do an impeller anyway, but I'm really happy that she's running. It seems like it's running pretty well. I'm gonna adjust the idle though. All right, so forward and reverse does work. I'm still trying to get the carburetor tuned. Unfortunately, I don't have a boat that this can fit on, and it's kind of hard to tune these without being in the water. So that's gonna be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching.